if you're threaders with, you know, like literally feel like you're pulling your hair out over law of attraction, how to manifest things, you know, you're hearing it all the time, you may have read books, you see it all the time on YouTube, social media, people going on about you can manifest money, you can manifest a new career, a car, this, that, the other, and no matter how hard you try, no matter what you read, you just don't seem to grasp it. Well, if that's you, that was me as well. Don't go anywhere, because I'm now going to break that down into, I feel, more sort of layman's terms, understandable terms, so that, you know, you can take action starting today, starting to right now, and start seeing changes in your life like I did. I was that skeptical person as well about 3 years ago, and I'm going to share my story with you of how I came across it and tried getting into it, failed loads of times, didn't quite get it, and then eventually it takes, obviously, like anything that's worth doing that's going to change your life, it does take a bit of effort. It does mean that you're going to have to create new habits and put little things back into a lifestyle, but it's definitely not hard. So I'm going to share that with you now. So first thing, obviously, before, quite new to this channel, for those that have subscribed to me, thanks very much, deeply grateful, which ironically is what we're going to go into now. If not, click the subscribe button, because I've got loads of content coming out. I want to share everything. I've documented loads of stuff from leaving, going up through the ranks in the army to the highest rank, and now leaving out. I'm an entrepreneur, my wife, setting, you know, got big business, and I'm going to share tons of stuff with you that lots of people out there really aren't teaching, or they're not telling you guys how to do it in the simplest terms. They just make it more complex than what it needs to be, and I'm not about that. I was in the infantry a long time, so I'm firmly believing, you know, making things as simple as possible. Simplicity is the key to mastery. Okay, the main topic we're going to cover today is gratitude. That's the overarching thing. I know straight away, even if you apply just a tiny fraction of what I'm teaching you now, or what I'm explaining to you, I won't say I'm teaching you, I'm just going through some stuff with you. I know it sounds cheesy, because everybody says, don't they, quote unquote, it's life changing. Oh, it's life changing. Everything's life changing nowadays. And you're like, some of the stuff you're like, really? This genuinely, from my heart, from me to you, it can change your life in a lot of areas. I'm not saying it's like going to transform everything, the whole world, but it will, depending on what level you're at already, though, you know. So it depends on your own mindset, where you are in your business, in your relationships, financially, health, whatever. So it all depends where you are on what transformation you get, and also it depends what, you know, you put into it. Like anything, you only get out of something what you put into it. So daily gratitude, we all hear it now. I'm going to break that down, and then don't go anywhere, because at the end of the video, this is going to lead into how you manifest things, how to manifest things into your life, the real way of doing it, not like all the jargon and all the BS that's out there. Okay, so daily gratitude, what is it? Well, it's just being thankful for things that you've got now, thankful for things that you've had in the past, and being thankful for what you've got now. And then obviously when we move into the manifesting side of life in a short while, is being thankful for things in the future as though you have them now. But we're going to come on to that in a minute, because that's like that's like level up. You need to start at this level, and this is where I went wrong. I just didn't connect with it, and maybe you're the same. I couldn't connect with it. I tried things, and I was like, yeah, it's BS this, you know, mumbo jumbo. Especially being a soldier, I was like, whatever. And then eventually, after you read so much stuff, different things connect to you at different times, you know. And I believe as well, as you develop in life, different things mean things differently to you in your journey at certain times. So maybe that's an element of it as well. So gratitude, for me personally, I was that skeptical. I really wanted to believe it. I was like, no, this doesn't work. It's BS. But what it is literally connecting to things that you're grateful for that you have in your life now. Do you know what I mean? Things that you've had in your life in the past. So it's just been having that moment of time every day, just connecting and giving thanks for what you've got, what you've had. You know, it's the key. One of the key things when somebody said to me, Glenn, why are you so positive and like high energy, and you're always happy? You seem to be always happy. I mean, clearly I have my bad days. I ain't going to sit here and say I don't have bad days. We all have bad days. We all have slumps. We all have wobbles. But typically 89% of the time I'm like this, you know. And I think one of the things is being connected to, you know, what I appreciate now in my life every day. And I do it every day. Some day, maybe the odd day I forget, but typically all the time. Now, the way I do it, and there's different ways of doing it, and I'm going to explain a couple now. So the how, and then you can start on this straight away. Now, the easiest way to do it, guys, the easiest way, and without wasting any more of your time in your day, is, well, there's two areas that are really simple. First one is first thing in the morning when you wake up. First thing in the morning when you wake up in bed, your alarm clock goes off, or you get up naturally, whatever. Before you get out of bed, it only takes 30 seconds. Can you spare 30 seconds to be happier, in the next few months and have a happier life? Of course you can. It's a good return of investment. It's literally just laying there for 30 seconds and thinking to yourself, saying thank you, thank you, thank you. What am I grateful for? This moment in time, what I can see, feel, hear and touch. You might have your partner at the side of you, still sleeping or getting up. You're grateful for them. Hopefully you are. If you've not just had an argument, you might not be grateful at that time. But typically you are. You've got children maybe in bed, asleep or getting up for school. You're grateful for your bed. If you've got a comfortable bed and you've had a good night's sleep. Because not everybody gets a good night's sleep, because of worries and stresses, etc. Have you got a roof over your head? These things, and the list is endless when you start getting into it. Are you grateful for, your house, your car? You've got a car, you've got food in the fridge, food in the cupboards downstairs. Do you see what I'm saying? There's tons and tons of stuff to be grateful for. And if you think you can't be grateful for it, then what I do is I challenge you to flip that, like the Stoics used to do, is flip that and look at the negatives. Right, what if I didn't have a house and I'm homeless and I'm on the streets? It's freezing at the moment in the UK. People out there on the streets, and it breaks my heart when I see them. You see what I'm saying? So there is always something to be grateful for. Grateful for your health, and if you can't be grateful for your health, you think, well, no, I'm just taking it for granted. Well, it's like go to a hospital, to an intensive care unit, somebody that's maybe on the deathbed, and ask them, and have a look at them. How grateful would they be if they had your health? Steve Jobs was, I mentioned him before, the multi-billionaire founder and CEO of Apple, who unfortunately was taken before his time through cancer, and he obviously affected him massively to the point where he died. Can you imagine? I think he may have even said, he would give all his money and wealth to have health, because health is wealth. Without your health, it's everything. So it's connected with things that you're grateful for, and that's the easiest way. First thing in the morning when you wake up, bing, 30 seconds, I challenge you, get it done. Then when you get up, you might have a shower, or whatever point you have a shower. Stood in the shower is what's known as dead time, isn't it? Because you're in the shower, showering. Maybe you have a sing-along like I do every now and again. I get, my daughter texts the mickey out of me because I'm singing and I've got a rubbish voice. I don't know. An amazing time to do it, especially if you've had a really rough day at work or an argument with your partner, your spouse, etc. is last thing at night. When you hit the sack, last thing at night, even if you close your eyes and dig deep. Sometimes you have to dig deep, especially if you've had a bad day, you've got to dig deep and connect to gratitude, what you're grateful for. So when I left the army in 2019, let's have a look, 2020, I don't know where it is, there we are. I'd read The Secret, so I went and bought the gratitude book. In terms of, inside it, it's like lined paper, but you can see all the stuff there, look. Back then, what I was grateful for, all that, every day. So that's then, I bought that in there's that you can buy off Amazon. There's gratitude books you can buy on Amazon. You write what you're thankful for. A couple of things, 2-3 things is all it takes to start off with. 2 or 3 things, and then what you're thankful for that day, what you're thankful for in the morning. Do you know what I mean? So that's like a guide as well. You can buy guided ones. If you're really struggling on Amazon, there's tons of different ones on there that you can get to help you. Writing it down, for me, writing it down with a pen is more powerful than just thinking it. Okay, so, and I have that moment of, and I work from home. I said before, I've got, with my wife, I've got online business. So we work from home, which I guess makes it easier. But you can do it at work when you've got a 10-minute break. You just pull out your notebook, I sit down, open it up to the, next page, whack the date at the top, bang, start at the top. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And then this is the key. The next bit is the key, which loads of people that start this don't do it right. You don't just say what you're thankful for. And don't just say, I am, you write down, I am grateful for X. You've got to feel it. It's the feeling of it is the game changer. Okay? When I started doing this, I never connected to it. I wasn't in gratitude. I was being grateful. I was writing down what I'm grateful for. I was being thankful. But I wasn't connecting to it in the heart. And then connecting my mind to my heart. And being really, 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 even if you got to close your eyes and start breathing, however you want to do it, meditating on it, and being really connecting to the thing that you're grateful for. That's the game changer. It's a game changer for me and other people that do it and are doing it currently. They'll agree with me that is the thing. That's the key thing. Okay, So hopefully that helps, so far. Don't go anywhere, because I'm going to cover some more stuff for the feel-good juice, so you can be high energy. And there's enough science out there that proves that this stuff works if you do it properly. Okay, it does work if you do it properly. And I said before, I was that person before. I couldn't connect to it. I didn't really get it until now. I've been doing it for the last, since March 2019, so nearly 4 years. And it took, I'll be honest with you, it took about 4 to 6 months for it to really start taking effect. I've always been grateful. I was brought up to be thankful by my parents, my mom, my grandparents. I've always been, in that respect, like you probably have, like grateful, thanks. I've always said thank you for things and please. So I've always been polite. But this is like next level. This is next level. Okay. What does it do though? So we're now doing it. You're like, yeah, Glenn, cheers. I'm doing this every day. You've got to commit to it, like anything. Like my other video says, you've got to commit to doing it every day, 1%. Just 1%. It'll increase slowly but gradually. But over time, it'll compound. And what it does is, the more you, it refigures your brain or whatever, your chemicals inside. It starts making you feel better. You'll become more grateful for what you've got now, rather than always thinking about what you haven't got. I wish I had that car. You can still dream. Obviously, we'll come on to manifesting in shortly. But you'll be really grateful for what you've got now, and you'll connect to it. And the best part is when you're out and about, it's over time. This takes a bit of time. It did for me. It took about, maybe eight months onwards. But now I can go out and I'm just literally, my brain, I guess, is rewired to be grateful for everything. Taking your dog for a walk, just, like the wildlife, the snow, the rain, the sun, it doesn't matter. And I can always, and you flick things very easily, like negatives into positives. This is where it's like next level stuff, I think. Like, it's like ninja, because it makes you more resilient. And believe me, especially being in the army, and I've been in some pretty pants situations in my life as well, the better equipped you can be in this day and age, especially with resilience. And it's one of the things about my channel, Northern Grit. The R in the grit is resilience. The more resilient you can be, the more you'll be able to handle life's downs. You know what I mean? That's the key thing. Because, hey, it's not all about being positive. It's not. And it's like everyone says, like, zero negative, and you've got to be positive. And I believe that a lot of the way it's going nowadays, it makes people, probably doesn't help people with mental health problems and that are struggling, because they think, I've got to be positive. I'm having these dramas in my life, debts, I've just lost a loved one, or all these things are happening, and people push themselves, kick themselves even further down, because they think that in this day and age, it's got to be positive. Bad days and the negatives that make you see how good your life typically is overall, and have been grateful to the positives. Hope that makes sense. Just a bit of an explanation on how to reframe things. So doing this every day will help you. It'll better equip you, and it'll make you a more resilient person. Believe me, it will. I'm not just saying this and because I've read it in some book and I'm now teaching it on YouTube to try and get some subscribers or some likes and maybe at some point make some money on ads. No, I am literally telling you this because it works, and I really, really want other people, other men and women, you to start doing this, because I know it'll have a positive effect. It will have a positive effect on your life, and also that'll spill over into other people's lives as well, like your children, your loved ones, because the more grateful you are, the more happier you are, you've got higher energy, then people are going to warm to you. You're going to get on with your spouse better, less arguing. Things that happen in your life, maybe, I don't know, you have some problems financially, you get over them quicker, which reduces arguing, it reduces issues, it reduces drama. You go into work and you're a happier person, you've got more energy and you're more resilient, then you're going to do your job better, you're going to become more creative, and ultimately that's, you could maybe get a job promotion. People, do you see what I'm saying? It opens up so many other aspects to your life of awesomeness just by doing that one thing, being gratitude. But remember, it's being in gratitude, not just being grateful. You've got to connect to it, to there. It's all about this. It's all about the heart. The heart is the second brain. It generally is. It's nuts. And again, I'm not science. Who cares? Who cares about the science as long as it works? And it does if you do it properly. Everyone happy with that? Last but least, so if you want to go now, you can crack on. I'm now going to talk about manifesting. This is next level stuff. Thanks for watching so far. Don't forget to subscribe and click like, and maybe leave some comments if you do it yourself, gratitude, and you can maybe put a different spin on it or add some value. Guys, whack some comments below. I literally want to engage with you, and it'd be nice to hear what you've got to say. Right, that being said, manifesting. Right, my belief, everyone talks about manifesting and it's the universal powers and the law of attraction and all this jargon. I have started believing a little bit of it, I'll be honest with you. But I think, to be fair, if above all, it's two things. One, the best thing is it makes you feel good, so why not do it? If something makes you feel good, why not do it? And then the other pen, it's like rewiring your brain. So you're training your brain, like you train a dog or a cat or, an animal. We can train our brains, can't we? So with subconscious mind, done. Again, the science, I'm not bothered. I only care is how to do it. Does it work? Yes, it does. And this is how I do it. And again, if you do it differently, comment below. So manifesting is basically, my spin on it is you're trying to create a future that you haven't got yet. Now, that could be a new house, a new life, a new partner. You're trying to manifest some money, like a large amount of money coming in, or money coming in all the time. It could be manifesting anything. Okay, numbers. It's like, where do you stop the book? So I guess the simplest way I was explained to it, that I connected to, and the way I do it, and we now know about being grateful. I've mentioned about the gratitude aspect. So you just take that a stage further. We've mentioned before about being grateful for things in the past, being grateful for things that you've got now in the present. So manifesting is literally just being grateful for things that you've been grateful and feeling and connecting. Remember, connecting the hearts. The key thing is connecting the emotions for things that you want to have in your life in the future, as though you have them now. It's trickery. It is. It's kind of self-trickery. That's all it is. And you're tricking your mind into, like, because your subconscious mind ain't got a clue if you're tricking it or not. So you're telling your mind on a daily basis. And it's not just a case of, like, guys, it's not just a case of going, right, I've got my gratitude book, I've got my pen. I am great. Thank you. I am so grateful for a blooming Rolls Royce Spectre that are coming out next year. Or if you've seen them, if you haven't, the Gleeman, if you like Rolls Royce. But anyway, I'm really, really grateful for... I'm looking in my bank account, there's £1 million in there, or $2 million, or whatever. Then, and then you just leave it there, put your journal to one side, and then the next day, and you've got to do it daily. Where manifesting as you will, planning goals, visions, etc. in moving overseas to Canada in the very near future. So that's something I've been manifesting like 10 men every day for ages. So my brain now is tuned in to. In that respect, in Canada, I see stuff all the time on TV, like Canadian flags, people that are in Canada. Oh, look, he's from Canada, they're from Canada. I've just been out on holiday there, on like a recce to have a look at where we want to live. And it's just like, things start happening. It's weird how it works. I think, because your brain's focusing on opportunities and things that are taking you towards whatever it is that you're trying to manifest, if that makes sense. And it's the same with money. I've literally, I think for the last 3 years, I've just been grateful for money flowing into my life all the time, and just constantly having money basically, and ways of money. And it's weird because I think then opportunities come that you may not have seen before that can make you some money, or maybe you can help someone and that turns into money or whatever. Not that I'm about the money, by the way, and so I'm doing this just to help. I just like helping people, but. It's just as an example, it could be anything, like, yourself, you train your brain, you want a Porsche all of a sudden, you've never really noticed a Porsche before, all of a sudden you start being grateful for having a Porsche Carrera or 911, and the next thing you see 911s all the time, like, there's a Porsche there, and your brain will start finding opportunities and ways to get the thing, what you're manifesting. That's my belief on it. If yours is different, comment below, because again, we're all here to help each other. Happy with that? And then, that is pretty much it, guys. It's crazy, it really is, because in the last 3 or 4 years that I've been doing this, I'd say the manifesting part of it is, for me, it was next level. It was like more of a black belt sort of gratitude thing that I've started, I guess, 1.5 to 2 years ago, that I really started manifesting. And it's weird because some days I've got to pinch myself because there's things happen. And do you know what? We all doubt it. This is the thing. I want to give you one more takeaway. One, like, I guess, extra. If you doubt this, if you throw yourself into it and you can, and do what I'm saying, do what I'm suggesting, with connect with the heart, the mind, and do this every day, you'll start seeing subtle changes, in a few weeks, maybe a few months. It just takes a little bit of time because your body's getting used to it. And then you'll start seeing more things to be grateful for, and more things to be grateful for. And you'll have slumps. And then with the manifesting, when you start doing that, I'd give it, you do it straight away. It's the belief. It's the faith of it working. Because that's where I struggle to start. I was like, this is BS. There's no way I can do it. There's no way this works. And guess what? It didn't work. But when I started actually thinking, I've read quite a lot of books, you know, like Joe Dispenza and you know, loads of stuff on, like, you know, law of attraction, the universal powers, all the energy and stuff. And I thought, maybe. So I went from a no way to a maybe to a now I'm sold on it. And since that point of the belief, it spookily, I guess, as you could say, things have started happening. Most, if not everything, really, in a roundabout way that I've been manifesting. You know what I mean? Now, the last point is what you can't do is be manifesting something and then just sitting back on the couch and eat donuts and do nothing. Do you know what I mean? So you've got to bear that in mind. So you can't go, Glenn says, you know, the books that I've read have said it's easy to manifest something. I just need to be grateful for it now, as I've got it now, and feel like I've got it now. Feel what it'd be like to have it now, but it's in the future, and do that all the time. And then I'll get it. That's all I've got to do. And then I could just go, it's not going to happen. All right, so you've got to be living a lifestyle of, you know, taking the opportunities when they come along, and doing whatever it is, you know, being on that path, as you will, towards things. Like, I can't manifest going to Canada and then not do anything about it. I've got to go on the government websites in Canada, Ontario, and start looking at the process, what paperwork I've got to produce, business plans, you know, look into the taxes. There's all this host of stuff that you've got to be doing. So you've got to do things to manifest something. You know, you can't manifest having the car of your dreams or the house of your dreams. As an example, where you earn not that much money, but you're manifesting having this massive mansion in California. Your chances are it's not going to happen. It's not, because you've got to live a lifestyle and be progressing to make progress towards that. Happy with that? Okay, so I'm kind of touching onto like goal setting and visions, visualization and stuff as well, and I'm going to cover that later on, give you my spin on it in another video later down the line. So guys, that's it. And it's a lot longer than I intended. I thought I'll just dive in here, but I thought I wanted to do that, you know, like a deep dive on it and really explain in my terms what worked for me, because I know it'll work for you. I really do. If you just have that belief and go, right, I'm going to try it, I'm going to give it 6 months or whatever. Don't just do it for a day. It's like going to the gym. You go to the gym and you want to do some pecs, you know, chest workout, shoulder workout, and weight training. You go to the gym, you do a couple of weights, a couple of sessions, maybe do a week, maybe 2 weeks, and it's not really working. I'm not getting big. Sack it. Right? It takes time. It takes time, like anything, to create the new habit, the new lifestyle. But the payoff. And the good thing is, it's not even as hard as going into the gym. Do you know what I mean? And doing chucking weights around or going for a 10-mile run or whatever. This is as simple as waking up in the morning for 30 seconds and connecting to it, to connect to gratitude. 30 seconds, a minute, 2 minutes, whatever, in the shower, doing gratitude. Level it up, you know, right, get it written down. Maybe last thing at night before you go to sleep in bed, pull out your journal, pull it out, pen. What have I been grateful for today? What have I been grateful for yesterday? What am I grateful for tomorrow? And have that intention, and it's a game changer, absolute game changer. Anyway, that's it. Like I said before, if you've got anything to add, comments below. Come on, you know, whack these comments in. Let's have a chat. If you maybe you don't do it, maybe you do it. And you've got a different spin on it, because again, people that are watching this, I always read the comments. I'm sure you read some comments as well. Yeah, that makes sense, because I don't know everything, you know, nobody does, and everybody's got their own spin on things. So yeah, I'd be interested to hear. That's all. Thanks for your time. Don't forget to click subscribe. Check out my other videos as well. You know, if you want to increase yourself and become more and more awesome, which who doesn't? Check out my other ones. Okay, and again, I'll be putting some more content out over the coming weeks, especially after Christmas. Take care.